Alright gang, welcome back to Adventure Survival, and welcome to September, and we're going to start off here with doing some spraying. As you know, in the last episode we drilled these fields. We did not cultivate them beforehand, so we've got some weeds we need to take care of here. So that's what we're going to accomplish here off the bat. Now, we don't have a whole lot of herbicide in this sprayer, but I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get most of the fields done without having to refill. They're not that big of fields, so there's a good probability, I think, that we will get most of them done. But I guess we'll find out as we move along here, huh? How's everyone doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Things are good here. Still holding on to all of our crops and everything. We want to put down some kind of a windmill or something like that to turn it into flour so we can make a little bit more money. But to do that, it's going to cost us 20 grand. We do not have 20 grand. There's a high probability we could get to 20 grand, potentially. But we will have to do quite a number of contracts and maybe even sell some of that crop to get there. So we will see as we move along, but really we probably need to focus, as I've mentioned many times already to this point, on just trying to get more fields at this point, right? That's going to just make us more money in the long run. So we'll see where we get to when the time comes, but a mill of some sort for making some flour and then more fields are really the key things I want to be trying to accomplish here in the next, I don't know, year, I guess. Now, we've got 2 fields that we need to drill today as well. Those 2 fields will be drilled. I'm not sure what we're going to put into them yet. It'll more than likely be oat, I think. But we'll see as we move along. Actually, you know what? 163 liters left, 5%. We wasted 2% on that one we just did. There's a chance that maybe we don't have enough here. It's not really the most ideal situation for us, but hopefully I'm wrong about that statement. Need to realign this slightly better here. All right, we're underway. So yeah, we've got both of these fields that need to be sprayed today because they do have some weeds in it. Well, I say both these fields. We already did one. The last 2 remaining fields need to be sprayed. This one and then our big one over there. And since we are already at 4% on this one, I suspect we are going to have to buy more, which is not good. That's going to take up precious money that we have. We don't have all that much money to begin with. But it is what it is, I guess. Hopefully, maybe there's some contracts out there for maybe spraying today that might benefit us. Maybe we can pay for the herbicide that way. Okay, that field's done. I'm actually just going to drive through this neighbor's field here. It's just, there's nothing on the, it's not really harming anything, so I'm just going to drive through it for the time being. And hopefully they don't yell at me. Okay. That should be sufficient there. I don't think I need to go the full extent. But we'll see how much of this we get done. I'm not expecting a whole lot. Now, really what I want to try to get soon enough is a weeder of some sort, or a hoe. Most of those are not from 1999 or older. I can tell you that by most. I mean, pretty much all of them are not from 1999 or older. But that is something I would like to purchase in the near future as well, because that is something that we can do that will not require us to put in some kind of funds to accomplish it. Will we still need to do herbicide? Probably sometimes, yes. But it would save us a lot of money, especially early on here, if we didn't have to do that. And we are out. Okay, so we're right by the shop, so we can head on over there and pick up a pallet. While we're doing that, let's just take a look and see if there is anything at all contract-wise for us. Baling there is. We don't have a baler. Cultivating. We don't have a cultivator. Deadwood. Mowing. There's 3 mowing contracts. Those are really large fields for the mower we have. There's a tedder contract that is... We probably could do that one. It's only $1,000 though. So there's not a whole lot out there, unfortunately. I was hoping for a little bit more. Well, that sucks. Well, I guess there's nothing for it. We're going to have to buy pallets, so let's just go ahead and do it. We want herbicide. I'm going to use the helm this time. 2,400. Not cheap by any means. That took a lot of the money that we had there that I didn't really want to spend. I guess the only way we could have gone around it is if we would have plowed the field, right? But really, we didn't have a whole lot of time to do that in the last episode, so we had a lot of other things we wanted to accomplish. So we're kind of paying for it a little bit now. But that's all right. We'll manage. Forgot to turn the beacons on again. All of this should be able to fit in here, so we shouldn't have to worry about having to carry it back. Perfect. So we'll get the rest of this field done, and then we'll get the plow out, and we're going to start plowing up some of those fields. Well, some of the fields. The 2 remaining fields that have yet to have any crop put into them. As far as what we're going to put in, I mentioned it's probably going to be oat, I think. That's the specific crop that we have the least of is oat. I think we have enough crop in there to be able to manage the chickens we have. Obviously, they're still not really producing eggs yet, but soon enough they will. And they're not eating a whole lot, so I think we'll be okay. Okay, the fields are all plowed up. We finished the spraying as well. Not too bad. Did not take too long. I do really love this plow. It's just not the widest plow in the world, right? So it does take us a while to accomplish what we need to do on these fields. But most of the fields are small enough that it really shouldn't make that big of a difference. But as we continue to expand and get more and more fields, it is going to become more and more difficult to get all these fields plowed up and prepped and ready to go, right? It is going to become more difficult, but we'll have to play it by ear. We might have to start utilizing some workers from time to time, and maybe we can even get, a second tractor here in the near future that might help us with that as well, right? So we can have a worker doing something while we're working on something else. But for the time being, we just have to make do with what we got because we really don't have a ton of money and we really can't afford a worker at this point. So we'll go ahead and put this back in its temporary long-term home, I guess is how we'll call it. And we're going to grab the drill here and we're going to get started putting some crop in both those fields. Now, I think we're going to do oat. I've pretty much made that decision made. Actually, oat cannot be done today. I am so sorry. You probably are already yelling at me in the comments. That is a mistake on me. I completely forgot oat can't be done right now. It's only barley and wheat. Which I don't necessarily know if that's a bad thing. I guess we could hold off for the season and do oat later on. No matter what, we're going to have to wait a while to get them to harvest anyway, right? So, yeah, I think maybe we do wait. Well, I guess it depends on if we can find something for us to do. There's a nice windrower there, but obviously that is, way too old, way too new for us. Excuse me, not old, way too new for us. What do we got? We got some more contracts out here. This is good. This is what I was hoping for. So there's a spraying contract. We will probably pick that one up. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and grab it. We are going to pick that one up. That's a nice size one. That'll help pay for some of that fertilizer. I'm sorry, herbicide, excuse me. There's a fertilizing contract that's right next to us. I mean, there's no reason for us not to do that one. That'll take 2 seconds. So we'll grab that one. And what else we got? There's cultivating contracts. I did download a couple of cultivators, Harrow-like cultivators. I'm not sure if they will work. If they do work, then we're in good shape. And that could make us a lot of money, that big field. It would take us a while to do it, but that can make us a lot of money. Harvesting, yeah, that ain't going to happen. The mowing, as we talked about, we really need it to be a relatively small field if we're going to do it. This would be the only one we would consider. I still think that might be slightly too big for us. The tedding, that one could definitely happen. That one, absolutely not. Okay, so I'll tell you what, let's do these 2 contracts first. I'm going to go ahead and hook this since we have fully decided about the oat, and I screwed up thinking the oat could be drilled right now. That was dumb. It's embarrassing, but, we'll get past it. It's fine. Let's do the fertilizing contract first, then we'll do the spraying, because the fertilizing contract is literally right next to us. There's no reason not to do this one. I believe it's literally 90... Yeah, it is the field right next to us. It's this field right here, so this shouldn't take any time to do. So we'll knock this one out and get a few bucks out of this. Another thing to do, and I think I might have mentioned this in the last episode, but another thing to do soon is greenhouses. That's a constant source of income for us, relatively free income as well, so long as we can get water out of the creek and the pond and stuff near us. Okay, that is done. So we'll go ahead and put this back away. This is not going to be able to pay for all the herbicide we bought, but it's going to get a good chunk of it back, which is really the most ideal situation for us, right? Given the fact we had to get it. So let's go ahead and complete this one. Get ourselves 398 bucks. And now we will go do the herbicide contract, which is relatively far away. Okay, let's go do that one. Alright, that is all done. We'll go ahead and turn this one in as well. We'll see if there's anything else out there. Probably not, but, we'll take a look anyway. There's some plowing ones. Those are way too large yet again. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to look at the cultivator. I want to see if this is going to work or not. And then if it does, we might do this cultivating contract. It's huge, but it'll make us a lot of money. Alright, so I think we're going to try it, gang. I think it's going to work. It's going to be a little slow, probably, so I'm not sure if we'll do the entirety on camera of the field itself or not, but basically what we're going to be utilizing, it's basically kind of like a harrow, is what it is. Here, I'll show it to you really quick. It's kind of like a harrow, but it's considered a cultivator, and it's made by lizards, so it's made by giants themselves. But, it's got a nice 4-meter width, working width, and it's less than $1,000. So I feel like that's good profit, right? We'll spend less than $1,000 and make over 4,000. Well, I don't know if it's over 4,000. How much was it for the... over 4,000. We'll make over $4,000 off of it. It's just going to take a while. Now, I do need to take this all the way back to the farm. I think what I'm going to do, just for time-saving purposes, since we're right by the shop anyway, is I'll just take this to the shop for the time being, and I'll take this back off camera. We'll go ahead and just pick up the cultivator, or harrow, which is pretty much what I think it is, and just go ahead and get started right off the bat. There's really no reason for us to mess around or wait. We might as well just go ahead and do it since we're up here. So I'm just going to put this over here to the side, and hopefully the shop guy won't be too upset about me doing that. I'm sure he'll probably be fine with it, since I'm buying something from him. Let's go ahead and do that. 450 bucks. This looks to me like it would be something that's older, right? At least from the 90s. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is what it looks like to me. So we're going to go with it, and since it's a Lizard brand, we really won't ever know. But I think it's close enough in my eyes that it's from that period of time. So it's probably really from the 80s, maybe even older. But let's go ahead and buy it. 450 bucks. It's a steal no matter what, right? Even if we don't utilize it as much as we expect, 450 bucks, I mean, it's worth it just picking it up for this contract alone. So now this field we're going to be doing, it's no slouch, man. This is a large field. It's a very, very large field. This will not be a quick process. And speaking of that, how do I get to this field? It's this field right here. And it's huge. That is a massive field. It's pretty much as big as this one we did with the tedder. Probably almost the same exact width, too. I think I have to go down this path here, down to the end, and then into that way. I guess that's how I have to go about it. So I'm going the wrong way already. Flip a Yui here. Okay. So yeah, we'll see. This is going to take a while. I don't normally like doing multiple time lapses, but I think in this series it makes a lot of sense to have multiple time lapses. Matter of fact, you know what? I think I'm going to take a shortcut here. I'm going to drive across our field and across the neighbor's field, which has been harvested, so it's really not going to cause any harm there. Squeeze through this tree here. Unfold it. We're going to go ahead and get started immediately. I have to pick up the contract first of all. Accept. I do not want to borrow anything. We'll just accept it. It's a massive contract. I'm not even going to worry about the other one that's like 300 because it's a very small field and it's far away. But there you go. As you can clearly tell right now, it is working. We're going at a good clip too. 9 miles per hour is pretty good in my eyes. It shouldn't take us actually too long to do this with 9 miles per hour, even though it's a massive field. And our width is probably not as, as wide or large as we would want. Could I have got here? It looks like I could have got here from the shop itself. I didn't even know that. Well, this is what happens when you don't really know. You don't really know the map that well. Yeah, I could have. I could have drove right through here. Oh well. Well, now we know, I guess. Yeah, this is going to take a long, long time. We're 2% through, but this is a massive field, so nothing else to do. I'll just go ahead and shut up. We'll get to it. And like I said, I don't expect this to be an entirety of a time-lapse on camera. Probably some of it's going to be done off camera, but we'll get to it. Make ourselves a good chunk of money here. All right, well, this actually has not been as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was still a long time lapse, and we did the whole entire thing in a time lapse, but it really wasn't that bad. I think it was around 23, 25 minutes, so if I speed that up 8, 10 times, something like that, it shouldn't be too bad. It should be 3, 4 minutes, which isn't terrible, honestly. And this has been good, man. I've actually really enjoyed it. It's been relaxing, and we're almost done. Probably another pass or two, and we will hit that 100%, and we will get a nice little $4,000 payday. Which is much needed. And we got a new new implement as well, which is fantastic, right? All right, that is all done. So I'm actually going to go back out this way, the way that we found we could have went and saved some time. Especially since we really haven't driven through here yet. There's quite a lot of machines back here. A little bit too new for the series, so we'll just gloss over that. Well, maybe not. Some of them might be. The other ones probably aren't. Awesome. Okay, well, we're going to leave the episode at that point, gang. I'm going to go ahead and turn in the contract now, and we're going to call it. I'm going to take all of this equipment back to the farm after we do a quick autosave here. We knew we were going to have to do that. We are at $9,183. That is awesome. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for the continued support. We hit 7,000 subscribers at the time of this recording. I was recording it and hit 7,000 in the middle of recording it, which is absolutely insane. I cannot thank each and every single one of you enough. It means the world. And, yeah. Like, subscribe if you haven't. Links are down below for anything you might want. Other channels, Discord, etc. It's all down there. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.